It's the awareness of God that transforms us, because we're focusing on our God. If we're focusing on our God, that is, we transform to what we truly value, because we're focusing on that and attributing that to Him. And it's guiding all our decisions, therefore, because our decisions are being made in terms of that background, that environment of His presence and His goodness. To not believe in God is to not be focused on what you think is the perfect, perhaps focusing on just individual qualities, and they get out of proportion. You might become incredibly honest, and it's quite destructive in some cases. In other words, you start to stick to principle rather than to the perfection of your God, His balance, His completeness. You become a friend of God. It says, I will never leave you nor forsake you in Scripture. We value the notion that a wonderful God is always with us. Good, live accordingly. Be aware of His incredible gift, His incredible presence, His wonderfulness. Transform your reasoning. It's your reasoning that leads you to attempt such creativity or lack of it that you do. So you want it to be on track, aware of perfect company, which causes peace and joy as well, and hope, and love, and kindness, and understanding, and wisdom. Ever with us, yes, but your job is to be ever aware of, so that you receive in full. You can cut Him off, of course. You can say, I'm not sure about God. And the less you think about Him, the less sure you are. Doesn't exist for you. Oh, what an appalling poverty of experience. What a desperate deprivation. There's a religious word, depravity. Originally, before religion got hold of it, so to speak, meant to be without. It's become to mean so without that you're depraved, into every sin, and that sin brings appalling unhappiness to yourself and others if you're not careful. Or rather, if God's not careful, but He is. Thank God. You see, we're rescued by coming back to the thought of God, being present with us, ever helpful, ever kind, ever loving, ever our dearest friend. And the more you're preoccupied with this, the more you become a wonderful friend to Him, which is just what He wanted to. And the two of you, not just the two of you, all of us are blessed by your earnest integrity, your faithfulness. Is it of your own? No, it's because I realized, God's everything to me. That's where my true safety and blessing and joy and hope is. So my mind gravitates to an awareness of the loveliness of his presence. Our fellowship together. You see, we are in fellowship with God. How unspeakably wonderful. Love you, God. Thank you. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. Thank you, Dad. You're not required to impoverish yourself. What we give away is our awareness. I don't mean we lose it. We share our awareness of the goodness of God. This is our charity and this is our kindness. And this is the greatest blessing and gift we can possibly give anyone. To give your wealth is as nothing compared to that if you're thinking of wealth in terms of finance and assets. And you're not required to give that. Use it in your devotion to God. Don't just give it away. Use it. How wonderful. So, what is my charity to others? What I'm doing here, communicating what I understand to be His incredible blessing to us, that it transform your life into glory and goodness and life eternal. That's my true charity. And not giving a few dollars to the person in need. That's not their true need. They actually have no need. They have God as much as you and I. He is with them whether they are faithful enough and true and knowledgeable enough and wise enough to know of His existence or not. It makes no difference to Him. He still loves. We are still His children, still His creation, no matter how good or bad the world thinks we are. It's what He thinks that counts. And He thinks to love us and appreciate us and care for us as His children. What an unspeakably wonderful God. Lovely, perfect parent. You can think of Him as Divine Mum, or dearest friend, or Heavenly Dad. In fact, you can think of Him as Monty Python if you want. But you'll choose what you think is best. And that'll be good to Him. He'll run with it. But He is who He is. A loving kindness. Dearest one. Whether we recognize it or not, it's the power of His presence and who He is, you see. And our recognition of that transforms us. We do it as children by focusing on what we think is best. Good. You'll quickly come to improve your view. In fact, He'll quickly come to helping your view for you. Because He loves us. Thy loving kindness, Lord, is sweeter than life to me. Thy loving kindness is sweeter than life. My lips shall praise Thee. Thus will I bless Thee. Wow, Thy loving kindness is sweeter than life. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.